This is ICTV, and I'm your host, Mike Ingersoll, brought to you from the Inside Carolina studios in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Ask Mike question is this: Mike, what aspect of a defense makes it most difficult to execute on offense? Is it the players? Is it the scheme? What is it? Well, it's the age-old adage. Right? I had one of my high school coaches, Steve Shaughnessy. Steve Shaughnessy said this to me one time, and it stuck with me forever. Jimmys and Joes are better than X's and O's any day of the week. You can have the best scheme in the world, but if you don't have the players to execute it, you can't play. And that's true on offense, it's true on defense, and it's true when those two sides of the ball are lining up against each other. Bud Foster, Virginia Tech comes to mind. As soon as I read the question, first thing I thought of was Bud Foster and those just hairy, hellacious Virginia Tech blitz schemes. But the reason why those schemes were so good, the reason why Virginia Tech is so good defensively is because they get players that can play. They get athletic guys that can play in that system. They can play in that scheme. And that athleticism is the thing I'm lining up against. I'm not lining up against the scheme. You can game plan scheme. But when you line up and you got to put your hands on another man, you got to put your hands on somebody, you got to control them, and you got to impose your will on that person, whether it's offensive line versus defensive line, whether it's receivers, all right, getting off the line outside against corners, right, or whether it's running backs trying to break free from man-to-man defense from the linebacking core, right? It's a violent game, and when you have to impose violent will upon another human being, it ends up becoming a very simple equation. Who is stronger? Who is better? Who is the more explosive athlete as compared to the other guy? So, Jimmys and Joes are better than X's and O's, and that's what makes the difference. That's what makes it difficult to play against defenses. If you got defensive linemen that can get to the quarterback, you can have the best passing scheme in the world. Your first 15, your starter plays for the beginning of the game, they can be clear-cut winners. Every single one of them is going to go for a touchdown until your quarterback gets hit in the mouth after taking 2 steps into his 3-step drop because their defensive line was so good. That's what makes it hard to play against defenses. That's what makes it hard to execute on offense. So again, to finish it out, what makes it hard? Jimmys and Joes, man, all day long, every day of the week. For Inside Carolina, I'm Mike Ingersoll. Have a great night.